The Grimm Variations is a new Netflix anthology animated series, so today, let's see if the series is worth your time. Hey everybody, my name is Justin here. I try to watch everything that hits theaters and on streaming services like Netflix. If you guys are like me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and click that bell notification for more up and coming content. Inspired by the classic Brothers Grimm stories, this anthology series features 6 fairy tales with dark twists exposing the shadowy side of human desires. So this is animated by the famous Wit Studio and features 6 different stories from the Grimm brothers. Each episode is set up of their younger sister Charlotte wanting to know a little bit about the Brothers Grimm stories that they're working on. You have various stories like Cinderella, Little Red Riding Hood, the elves and the shoemaker, the town musicians of Bremen. Each episode features a unique style of animation. Some feel futuristic and some match the stories of the Brothers Grimm. But the difference between them is that they are taking a dark twist on the story. The setup is essentially the same for each story. The characters are there in various different forms, but the overall structure is very similar. Like Cinderella, a young girl that gets a new stepmother and stepsisters, but there's some differences within the story. This young girl who mirrors Cinderella becomes more obsessed with her stepsisters, and it takes a dark turn. What I like about Grimm Variations is that it's able to take that story and have that same similar structure and character arcs throughout, but give it a really nasty dark twist to it. And it brings out the human desires like Cinderella, obsession, managing to have this fairy tale feel to it, but also be very graphic, like Little Red Riding Hood and the wolf's desire to hunt and control people. And so you have some of these very graphic moments throughout that give it that nasty, violent feel to it. So it's fun to see the initial setup of each episode in that it's not violent right off the bat, but then you're progressing to get it more and more violent, and you have some action-packed scenes, especially with one of the episodes towards the end, one of the shorter episodes, the town musicians of Bremen. There is some cool action scenes along the way. So I like some of the stories that were set up in the variations of them, and having a wide variety of different Brother Grimm stories in a fun, unique way, because Brother Grimm stories are very popular. We've seen them a lot in Disney, a really toned down, more accessible story for people. But with these ones, you get some really fun, violent action scenes. And I like that the animation was very different too. So some felt nice and clean, and some felt really dirty and futuristic. So you do get a wide variety of animation style to really fit the overall story within this series. Now, typically with anthologies series like this, you're going to have some that are longer, some that are shorter. Some are like 45 minutes long. One of them is 32 minutes long. Some of them feel like they could have been a little more fleshed out, a little more a time dedicated to it, especially with the town musicians of Bremen. That one felt like it moved really quick. I wanted some to feel just a little bit longer, additional time to it to really develop the characters and the story, to really bring out some of the action. But when we did have some of the lengthier ones, you were able to fully develop some of the characters, especially like the first one, Cinderella, a nice progression of that character. Some are really interesting in the beginning, like the elves and the shoemaker, which really felt personal to this man who is writing this story and feel like he's stuck, and then able to get some help along the way. So the stories, they do work. The structure is there. I like the initial setup, and I also like looking at Charlotte and the brothers as well, and her interest in seeing these stories. So overall, the Grimm Variations, I like the stories in here, and I like the structure and how it did feel similar to the stories we know, but giving it a dark twist to it with a lot of violence, and just adding on to the initial story we already know. Wit Studios, great studio. I love the animation in here. Violent, futuristic, felt like in the past as well. Clean, dirty, just all around different variety of animation, which made it interesting to watch every single episode. So before I give you my score for Grimm Variations on Netflix, make sure to check out my channel. Here I do movie reviews, trailer actions, ranking videos, tier lists, all that fun movie-related content that you see on YouTube. I do it all here, so hit that subscribe button to get it all in one spot. I'm going to go ahead and give Grimm Variations a B-. Thank you guys for checking out a review for Grimm Variations, the new animated series on Netflix. If you guys seen it by chance, what do you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below, and stay tuned for more up-and-coming content like this. My name is Justin Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.